so social styles are, you may well have heard of psychometric testing or Myers-Briggs testing, for example. So social styles are a very direct, very simple way of people being able to digest what essentially psychometric testing and the Myers-Briggs testing is doing for us. So if you imagine a grid that has 4 squares on it, at the top of that grid you will have driver and analytical. At the bottom of that grid you will have expressive and you will have amiable. And each of those social styles, if you like, will have pros and cons. But it's allowing people to understand that we are all different. We do all like to be communicated with differently, and social styles just allows people to get a grasp of where they sit. They may well sit very firmly in one of those boxes, but they may actually bridge a couple of those as well. So it's about understanding yourself within social styles, and we also enable people to understand others in their team perhaps, and in the world around them, and then communicate with them and get the best out of that relationship or connection. Yeah, so as I just touched upon then, we get challenged a lot. People ask us how they can better communicate, and some of us just have some people within our circle or people that we meet socially where we just don't click, we just don't make a connection. Understanding social styles, certainly your own and how you primarily communicate, and then understanding others' social styles and how they like to be communicated with, gives us a better fighting chance at building great rapport with people. Yeah, that's a good question. So, and we do get, obviously we do a lot of work with sales agents and reps out in the field. And again, another question that we get fired toward us in sessions is, how can I build better rapport? I have this certain customer, I never seem to be able to get beyond just a simple transaction. One thing that we talk about a lot is account management in our sales sessions. We try to promote salespeople to build a partner status with their clients. So we try to get them to go beyond a transactional sales, a sales operation or a sales function, and really become partner. In order to do that, you really need to understand the client that you're working with, and social styles and understanding social styles and how to communicate with them really aids in this area. Yeah, so understanding social styles when you're kind of one step removed when you're on the telephone. This is perfect for customer service people, because primarily we're getting a phone call when a customer is irate, when they're angry or they've got an issue, because it's very rare that you get a customer ringing you up just to tell you that you're brilliant. So what happens is we enable people to understand and quickly detect what social style is which on the telephone. And I'll quickly describe that to you. If you remember back to that grid that I explained earlier on, at the top of that grid you've got a driver and an analytical. Now at the top of that grid, these people are task focused or task orientated. That is what they're thinking about. If you're at the bottom of that grid and you're an expressive or you're an amiable, you're very much about people. Now also, if you are to the right of that grid, you're a driver or you're an expressive, you tend to tell people what you want and how to do, or those types of things. If you're on the other side of the grid, you tend to ask a lot of questions. If you're analytical, you're very curious. You tend to want facts, logic, rationale, so you will ask a lot of questions. If you're amiable, you're asking questions a lot of the time because you're searching, seeking, finding. So if you've got somebody that rings you up in your customer service team and they say, my product hasn't arrived, you need to tell me when it's going to arrive, you need to get me your manager, That is somebody who's heavily task orientated, but who is also telling you, you need to do this, you need to do that. You can very quickly deduce that that is a driver, or most likely to be a driver. Then what you can do is you can adjust your communication style to best suit a driver for the best outcome within that call. Equally, if the caller calls you up and says something like, I'm really sorry to bother you, but could you tell me when my product is going to arrive? That is somebody who is asking, and somebody who is also sorry. So they're caring about people. That would put them in the bottom left. That would be an amiable person. And very, very quickly and very simply, within 60 seconds of a call, we can tell who these people are and adopt the correct communication style.